Good day, dear students. Let's begin our next lecture. Today, we are going to talk about tourism industry and infrastructure. So, in this lecture, you are going to get more information about infrastructure of tourism and its types. So let's begin to talk about it. As you know, tourism is international industry and it involves international attention. The development of tourism involves international attention, international investigation, international investment. If we give attention to this side, so it will flourish. So let's begin our lecture. One can meet different classification of tourism industry. Different resources give different point of views. On the screen, we can see the first one, as it includes hospitality, shopping and entertainment, banking, transportation, tourism destination, and so on. But this classification, it just includes the followings: travel agents, tour operators, lodging and catering, transportation, information and guiding, attractions. You can see the next components of tourism industry. They can be tour operators, tourist information, transportation, travel agents, and so on. So different resources give different point of views concerning the tourism industry. You can see the next one: online travel services, accommodation and catering, tourist information, tour operation, travel agents, transportation. All of them are considered to be the tourism industry. So you can see different terms on the screen. On the demand side, that means tourist motivation and behaviors, while on the supply side, that means tourism business and products, the supplies and needs. When we speak about infrastructure, especially airports, highways, harbors are meant. While superstructure, when we speak about superstructure, that means hotels, just the facilities that are supplied to tourists. Now let's look at the Russian experts' classification concerning the tourism industry. They give the following classification. They can be hotels, transportation, especially for entertainment objects, or they can be traveling or accommodation, food or catering, as well as just entertainment factors. If we speak about another tourism infrastructure, they can be environmental infrastructure, social infrastructure, as well as transport infrastructure. So another type of specialists divide them into three. When we speak about physical, they can be hotels, motels, restaurants, transportations, communication, water, and so on. Especially physical infrastructure just classifies the following that you see on the screen. When we speak about cultural, especially culture, heritage, fairs, festivals, local arts and musics, and so on are just considered to be. Service, banking, facilities, travel agencies, insurance agencies, as well as the last one is governance, law, some kind of documentation or customs and immigration documentation, especially our customs. There is a group of four. This is another type of communication concerning to tourism infrastructure. All the classification you have just seen are considered to be just the types of tourism industry that work, that serve to this field, to the development of the field of tourism. Whether it's governance, whether it's entertainment, whether it's hotel, or whether it's just catering or accommodation or just services, travel agencies, all of their aim are just unique: to develop tourism industry, to work for tourism, to work for guests who visit the definite state to satisfy their demands. Tourism industry brings a wide range of income to society. If it normally works, if it yearly or annually works in normal tempo, it brings 7 times more than automobile company, 5 times more than chemical industry, 4 times more than banking system. It brings more than mining system. It brings more income than the fields you see on the screen, if it is well developed, and it is main financial industry that brings huge amount of income to society where it is developed. And so they say the specialists especially give attention to the development of travel industry, tourism industry, because a lot of people like to travel, a lot of people like to have a leisure, to have an entertainment, they want to see different countries, they want to travel, they are open to expectations. And that's why all the numbers you see can say the importance of travel industry in the field of economy, that it brings much income, more income than the other fields of life. Tourism has been a major growth industry globally for over 5 decades, and it needs changes, it needs great things to be developed, and it needs investigation, it needs attention. If internationally attention will be given to the development of tourism, it will flourish. Now let's talk about basic elements and importance of tourism infrastructure. When we speak about infrastructure, that means, as we have talked just now, infrastructure, all the personnel, all the objects that work for the development of tourism. Tourism infrastructure can be regarded as a physical element that are designed and erected to cater for visitors. It can be divided into superstructure and infrastructure. So superstructure depends on the infrastructure. Let's talk about these 2 types of tourism industry. What is tourism infrastructure, as well as what is tourism superstructure? Let's wait for the next slide coming. Tourism infrastructure includes the facilities, equipment, system, process and resources, roads, railways, airports, healthcare system and services. As well as when we speak about the superstructure, that means that all the elements that satisfy the demands of guests, as the main sectors can be included as an infrastructure, while superstructure can be the elements of the second step: hotels, restaurants, leisure activities, or attractions, and they are called superstructure. Tourism infrastructure includes I've just told about the healthcare system, services, public services that will serve initially for the traveler. They provide with transportation, they provide with travel agent services, and so on. While superstructure just exists or just will come into the action after infrastructure, as they supply the tourists with the hotels, restaurants, accommodations, entertainment places, attractions, and so on. You can see on the screen restaurants, sport facilities, just the hotels, campsites are included to the superstructure of tourism. So infrastructure, it is the beginning service, initial service, transportation, and just travel agents service, while superstructure just offers the next step services, hotel, restaurant, motels, and so on. Both of them work for the development of tourism, for the supplying of tourism demands, as well as they think about water supply, waste disposals, communication, electricity supply, transportation services, medical services, financial system, educational system, and other services involved in the populations, as well as in tourist demands. So both of them work for the demands of the guests, of the just tourists, of the people who would like to travel all over the world. The main of them are transport, social, and environmental. Transport infrastructure just supplies us with roads, airports, and railways, and any types of transportations. They work for the sake of the guests, while social infrastructure just supplies us with accommodation, with stadiums, galleries, hotels, conventions, and so on, especially to accommodate tourists' need is the main aim of environmental infrastructure. When we speak about environmental infrastructure, it is especially supplies us with the beauty of nature, with the variety of entertainment. When we speak about social infrastructure, it is financed by the private sectors. When we speak about environmental infrastructure, it is just supported by the government. Transport infrastructure is mostly owned by the state and, of course, supported by the government financially. So, if we just sum up, we can say transportation belongs to the government. It is supported by the government. When we speak about the social infrastructure, as well as it is just supported by the private sectors. Investments in tourism infrastructure can be generated by state investment and the private investments, or business owners who want to develop their business. Investment is very essential in the development of tourism in the country, because it just requires speed, it requires development, it requires just to earn to use the international experience in order to to go to the world market, as to involve many people. It requires development just on the base of investment. So, and really we wanted to tell you about these things today. That was all about today's lesson. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have got any questions, you can ask me at any time. Thank you for being with me.